Big old 7-bar. What's up, guys? Finally made it up to Virginia, got everything set up. I'm out on the property today. Actually just seen some deer right across the road from our property, and they eating a bunch of briars and stuff. So we're gonna put a house on this property in a couple of years, but we're also gonna use the property to hunt. And I got my crazy dog with me today, but this property is perfect because on this side, 10 acres of pines and laurels, and then on this other side you have kind of a steep incline and it goes up to a road, and we can access along that road, and the deer are using this ridge across here. And there's a creek down here in the bottom, and this potentially will be our driveway. Tank, come here. Here he comes. But it'll probably be a year or two before we get a house in here. So I found a little spot on the edge of the road. It's got a bunch of poplars, and it's coming out of this bedding area. And so trying to do a little frost seeding with clover and buckwheat. And so I got some domain overhaul and some regular clover that I'm going to try to plant through here. The goal today is to get all this stuff cleared out, get some of these trees down so we can get some sunlight through here. I'm not going to take all the trees, but I want to be able to get some sunlight in here. And then I didn't bring my blower. It's been raining the past 2 days, so I need to blow all these leaves and rake them out so I can get some good seed to soil contact. But just trying to give the deer something to stay right in this area. But we have a couple openings on the property already that want to make into food plots. And then we also may go up in the woods and cut some I want to make some thick little patches, get some sunlight down inside the pines where they are staying most of the time. But I'm going to fire up the chainsaw, and like I said, it's right at 23 acres, and we feel very blessed to own it. Still don't feel real, but I don't want to change too much the first year that we own it. I kind of want to take this year and see how the deer move through here and everything. See the truck back here, got an opening up here. With that opening in this, about 1/4 of an acre would be a good food plot. And then on up at the beginning of the property, we have probably not 1/2 an acre, but almost 1/2 an acre that we need to clear out. It has a bunch of brush growing up in it where they pushed a bunch of stumps and stuff together. So if we clear that out, clear this out, this will be the heart of the property. We can hunt there, hunt here. But the goal is I don't want to hunt the food plots all the time, maybe late winter, just because we do get a lot of snow here. But that domain overhaul is supposed to help with the soil and help the pH and just get some good food on the ground. You know, the deer will pick through it, but it'll help the soil mostly. But the deer use this ridge up through here, so if I can keep them in the middle, I can hunt that close to the road and hunt the edges of the property and catch the deer going back to bed or cross the road. The neighbor, we're actually renting from her right now, and she has 75 acres of clear cut. So seen a lot of deer over there, a lot of big buck sign, bunch of rubs and stuff. So I think the less I do here, the better it'll be. If I can get some food over here and get some pockets in the pines to where I can slip in and hunt, you know, whenever it comes to the rut, and just early morning catching them come back from the food, that I think the deer will browse through there and everything, and it'll just keep the does here. But here comes the rain, so we have to wait and see if it'll hold off. But I'm gonna fire the chainsaw up. I'm gonna get to cutting. I'm not gonna bore y'all to death with cleaning all them limbs up, but as you can see from the start of the video, there was a bunch of limbs. I done threw a bunch over there, done threw a bunch across, but I'll walk y'all down through there, show y'all what I'm trying to do. Well guys, as you can see, pretty big change. Probably about, I don't know, 30-40 minutes of cutting, dragging. Dragging was the hard part. Sweating like crazy, but got a couple more limbs to throw out of the way. Some of them I'll leave. They'll just they'll rot away, but all the bigger stuff. So I haven't sprayed this. I know it's gonna have weeds grow up, and I wanted it to get sunlight was the biggest goal. All these weeds will grow, and then whenever we come back in here, all these weeds will grow, and it's got all this ragweed and a bunch of other little green stuff growing up. And weeds ain't always bad. The deer will come through here and they'll eat all this stuff. But I'm going to put a camera on video on this spot, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna load up the cedar with clover and some of the domain buckwheat clover, and it's got some leaves that I wish I could, if I'd have brought my blower, I could have blew them out. This part ain't really got as many leaves, but whenever I get right up right there, there's some leaves, and so I may seed into them and just kind of overseed and hope that it gets to the soil. My goal is to have this food, and all I'm trying to do is help the soil right now. If the deer eat it, then good, but they're gonna have plenty to eat whenever all this green up comes, so I don't want to waste a bunch of money seeding this. But I did buy some domain. It's like 24 bucks, and then I have some clover. I have some clover left over from where I did my bank at my old house in North Carolina. So I'm going to where those little draws is at, they're like 50-60 yards up here in the bedding area. On the top of those draws, I'm wanting to go in with the chainsaw, and it'll be quick cut, you know, like little circles, 25-30 yard circles. Let the sunlight get in there in those pines and let a bunch of briars and stuff grow up. But I'm gonna pick little areas that are, you know, flat where the deer can bed, and then hopefully they'll bed up there near those oaks that's in that thick stuff, and then come down here in the evenings to eat. But when it comes to the rut, the whole thing with this is I'm gonna leave 1 or 2 limbs right here that are gonna be the main scrape limbs. So wherever I can shoot from that poplar, I'm gonna make a scrape. And I don't want them hitting all these overhanging branches that's growing along this. I want them to hit the one that's, you know, 25 yards in front of the stand. But mainly I'll just leave this alone unless there's a big deer showing up. But there's the poplar tree right there. So I could get in that gap right there, and it's thick around here, and so they'll come right through here when they get right here. So one of these limbs right here, I'll make a scrape, and I'll just have the deer coming straight through here. And I threw all the brush up, which that ain't a big gap, but right down there I took a bunch and stacked together. I want them to come through here. I don't want them to cross. I want them to come along here, and I want them to head out to where I have the big opening where I could make, you know, almost half an acre food plot, or 1/4 of an acre. But I have to get that cleared out. That's another big project that I have. But gonna try to keep the food plots small, kill plots. Don't really have a big field or anything that I can clear off on this property, but I'm gonna frost seed 2 plots, this and the power line by the road, and it's strictly just to keep the deer right there before dark, and then keep the deer that's crossing the road on our side as long as I can. I don't care if they go over there. I know with, you know, 23 acres, I can't keep all the deer here, but I can make it hunt bigger and keep, you know, the age structure good. If y'all have any ideas y'all want to see, comment below. And it's basically going to be a no-till DIY. Plan on getting a 4-wheeler. Like I said, we just got up here, so going to try to find a good deal on a older 4-wheeler and purchase it. And then I don't even know what bucks live in this area. We got the property at the end of the year, and most of the deer done lost their horns, and it's kind of a fresh property. You know, ain't been nobody hunting on it that I know of, and the laurels and the pines has been there. I mean, you can't even get through some of them, they're so thick, so I want to cut some trails through there. But it's just a fresh script that we can hopefully make a big deer paradise. I'm gonna do a whole walk around the property. I want everybody in my family to see the property before I do a whole property walkthrough, but that'll be coming. And we're gonna take just little areas of the property and do some cool habitat improvements. And like I said, we're not gonna change too much. We're just gonna use what's here. And then if we have to make changes later, then we will. But I'm gonna try to draw the deer out here and get 2 buck tags. So I'm gonna definitely do some public land hunting, and hopefully, you know, the potential's here to get mature deer, you know, each year. So if there's anything y'all want to see, comment below, and we're gonna get to throwing some seed and maybe cut a couple more trees back in these pockets and get back home. So see y'all on the next one. See y'all.